Now we have the issue of the falling car, where we want to make the character appear to be behind the falling car as well. So essentially the same process. We need to add another garbage mask. I'm going to go to frame 340 first. That's where we first begin to see the car dropping at the top of the frame here. I'll right-click and go Add from Pick List Recent, put a new garbage mask in, feed the output of the existing garbage mask there, and the output of the new garbage mask there. Now this one is going to be animated slightly different. It doesn't need to match the up and down movement of the camera, but it needs to match the falling car. So we're going to have to animate points specifically. So same process of creating the garbage mask, and I'm going to make a few extra points here so that I know that I'm going to be able to follow the car. Now you notice now the default is to comp over, and of course that comps the foreground over the background and it leaves us with a black space. We'll correct that when we get down into the area where we can see the character and the car superimposed. Here I need to turn on the auto key button because we want to animate the individual points of this mask to match the car. So we'll go 5 frames at a time. So we'll go up to frame 345. The car drops a significant distance, so I need to come down in here, match the car as closely as I can without taking too much time here. Again, you'd be more careful with this process if we were actually doing this. So don't have to be too careful over here because the character is never getting over here. So a couple more points. Where's the top of the car? Right there and right there. But again, over for the competition type doesn't work. So we're going to go to cutout again, and now the character seems to disappear behind the car. A little bit of an adjustment here, just to clean it up a little bit. There we go. Then I'm going to go 5 frames more, so up to 350. And you notice that it has left a animation key here. So I'm going to select all of these keys, and I'm going to move the whole thing down. So something about like that. And then I'll do some individual keys to clean it up a little bit. Don't need to be too careful, but careful enough. Over here we don't really care, because again the character's not going to get over there. So we're animating keys individually with auto key, very similarly to the way it works in 3ds Max. Let's go to 355. We've got a few keys that we want to create. How often you create the keys depends on the complexity of the scene. I'm going to grab a bunch of keys here, move those all up, and then click on individual keys again. So just to have his hands sticking up over that, little bit of his head. That's good enough. We'll go up to frame 360. Grab a series of keys again, bring those up. And just a little bit of his head sticking out. Not too much because there's a strap there that we want to hide him behind. Again, I'm working rather quickly. No need to take a whole lot of time as long as you understand the principle of what's going on. So we need to have a little bit of his feet showing underneath this strap. Now we could have another garbage mask that would allow us to create a hole here. But this is, again, a process of understanding how it all works, not of a lot of detail. So grab these keys again, move them up here. Now, do we want to hide his head from the strap? Maybe Now that's not going to look right. Again, this for every 5 frames, so this is going to go by rather quickly in the animation. Get around the wheel a little bit here. So the audience will never notice a little bit of discrepancy. Let's go one more up to 370, and I think we'll be clear of the character. Grab the keys here, slide them all over. A little bit more coverage there. So let me just fine-tune this a little bit. Just kind of hiding part of his hand here, perhaps. All right. One more at 375, and again, we should be done. 375, and take all of the keys and move them right out of the way. There we go. So, this is animated by using keyframes and moving the points around. Auto key button, and like in 3ds Max, we want to turn the auto key button off when we're done with it. Now if we scrub the slider, we'll see that the animation, here it's going to lock up on me. I'll just jump from here to here. And I need to get that up out of the screen again at 340. Sorry about that. Let's do 335. Wants to be up out of the way. Oop, auto key on. Move it right up out of the way. There's an errant key here. So forgot that first. There we go. Auto key off. So again, at about 340, the card drops, starts to hide our character, continues down, character's gone, continues along, character's just being revealed, and then out, and the thing is gone. So, the garbage masks, you can have as many as you want. They can be overlapping each other with different combinations of how they're comped. Again, we've been using cutout here because it's the same situation in both the fence and the car. Pretty simple process. The first time I did this, I made this wildly complex. You couldn't believe the tree structure that I had to accomplish the task. I got it done, but I knew there must be a simpler way. So through trial and error and lots of logical thought, I finally come about this fairly simple process.